You have apps that you can make beats with.
There's no straight cut strategy to say you want to blow an artist.
I shot the video in India.
Our pension is the royalties.
Even the biggest artists are still struggling.
What artists need is management. Within the management, a manager will exist.
Joromi, I want you to love me. Joromi, baby. Joromi.
In the music industry, fame and fortune come swiftly, but managing success requires more than talent and ambition.
It's not just about having fame and money. It's about knowing what exactly to do when that time comes.
The moment they become superstars, they think the money will keep pouring in.
Fame has made some of us go crazy.
As the money is coming in, you're buying Bentley and you see that sometimes that financial success might not last that long.
The biggest pitfall for artists is lifestyle based. Okay, in terms of don't get carried away with the stardom.
Fame have made some of us get out of the track. When you do get that fame, do you know what to do with it? A lot of people don't know. Are you strong enough? Are you confident enough? Are you organized enough to be able to handle fame and all the things that come with the industry, especially women?
Every artist has shelf life. The average shelf life of a major artist globally today is actually less than 10 years. You are lucky if you hit the 10-year mark in your career as a successful, you're extremely unique.
Most artists start small, chasing a dream filled with risk and sacrifices. Many fall short, but the determined rise. And for those who crack the code, music is not just an art. It's a multi-million-dollar business.
Music is the new blood money. Everybody's coming to do music because of the money, which is sad, by the way, but if you make it big in music, you might be very rich.
This industry has made millionaires. You don't necessarily have to be the musician yourself. Cubana hangs around musicians. He makes money from that. There are lots of other people like that.
When I speak to artists, I'm like, create the kind of profile you want and keep business at the back of your head when you are creating your persona. It's become common to see them abuse substance on camera. I think you're doing yourself more harm than good. Because once you start to do that, you are eliminating the brands that can identify with you publicly. Because a lot of brands are family brands that just want to identify with artists with good value. You want alignment of value. So to be able to keep your money on the table, I think just understand the kind of persona you want to build for yourself.
After the music has faded, after a couple of years down the road, you find out that some people may be interested in your catalog. The materials are actually there for a long time, more like a long-term investment in the life of an artist and his family.
Come me say, Amio. Come me say, Amio. Ami Asha, Amio.
Our pension is the royalties that I ought to be getting from my music when you play it and use my music. When you are a musician, your royalty is your world. That's what you work for.
Investing in the music business has always been a gamble.
You must have a strong heart. The banking people, they call it high-risk venture. You must not be in a hurry wanting to recoup the money like buying and selling. If you have that kind of heart, music is not for you. If you don't have the love and passion for it, you may be discouraged.
Time was when a professionally outfitted studio was essential for recording hit songs and albums. But today, the landscape has changed.
If you're going to be setting a studio as an investor, you're not a music producer, You don't want to sign artists, you don't want to start a label, you want to run management just for the purpose of making money. I advise against it, because the probability of you making money is very slim. But if you have a passion, you have a desire to grow the industry, you want to develop talent, then set up a studio as a tool, as a platform, so that will reduce the costs of developing artists.
More and more artists are turning their living rooms and bedrooms into makeshift studios. The demand for large commercial recording spaces has dwindled.
Technology has made it easy for everybody to own their studio. Your mobile phones, you have apps that you can make beats with. You can record vocals with your mobile phone.
Right now, anybody and everybody can do music from their bedroom. You don't need to go to a studio.
If you are an artist, it is important that you must have your tools to work. It's non-negotiable. You have a sound card, you have a laptop, you have a condenser microphone, you have your headphone, you have a studio monitor, basic things that you can use in your bedroom, because as the inspiration hits you, you can wake up from your bed and record.
The early 2000s signaled the downfall of compact disc, also known as CDs. Apple's iPod and iTunes revolutionized music consumption, making digital songs cheaper and more accessible. People no longer had to buy a full album just to get one or two songs they loved. Streaming giants like Spotify delivered the final blow.
The demand has been very, very high. Not until 2001, when they introduced digital downloading and streaming services, there was a great decline in CD sales now.
There are collectors who still love that vibe, that authentic, organic vibe.
Since the introduction of smart TV, MP3 player, so people they shifted into the use of pen drive, as in flash drive, memory card, and sending files through online.
By 2020, CDs became obsolete. Even car manufacturing companies phased out CD players. Street hawkers of CDs, who were once a cornerstone of this hustle, face extinction.
The new cars that they are bringing in now, they have where you can put your flash drive, your memory card. So even some cars don't even have CD, where you can insert your CD player. The customers that still get CDs are those people that still use cars, that use CDs, probably old cars.
In this battle for fortune, music videos have become the secret weapon in the artist's arsenal.
Right now, in Nigeria, the music videos are world class. In fact, the music videos are better than the music itself, if you ask me. That's part of the packaging, that's part of the marketing.
Baby, shalalala, show me my way to my money, no they cast, make we la 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 la. Carry go do do, remember ask me why.
Music video, it's a way of telling the audience the creativity behind your song. It is through the music video you portray what was in your mind when you were singing the song.
If it's up for getting, you know I'ma get him till the break of dawn or till it's time I get him. Better not forget it, cause I'm rocking denims doesn't mean that I ain't suited for the dealing. Man.
There was a time when if you could just, shoot videos, in a certain way and make them really clear with great lighting, there were maybe a few artists in all of Nigeria that had videos on that standard. It mattered, it was a big deal. Now everybody makes pretty decent videos with their smartphones.
You can love a song because it also has good video. These days for the millennials and the Gen Zs, they are highly influenced and impressed by what they see. So music video has always been key for artists and their songs.
See, all my life I never really fit in. I was shy, I was awkward, I was dark. They tell me stay on music, no go sell.
If you have a single, an audio, after a few weeks the promotion starts to dive down. If you bring out a video, it kind of like takes it up a notch again and keeps it in people's faces. Then also if you're like upcoming artist, it also makes people put a face to the music. I know sometimes you might be a charismatic artist and it might even win you some fans.
A single viral video can catapult an artist from obscurity to global recognition. He's all part of the magic.
Some people even care about the song. They just see you on TV or they see you in a video and you look a certain way, or they just like how you appear, and that might even gear them towards you. So yes, videos are very important, especially if you are an upcoming artist.
You can see these big artists now. They spend 100 million and above to do one video. It does not mean because the video is high budget like that it will be more successful than a creative video. It just depends on perception.
I know this feeling is true, my girl, but them no they tell person.
Even if you don't have money to pay for a full production, like a video shoot, use your phone. And I feel like most of the videos that even blew up on TikTok were like videos we made with our phones. We didn't have to even call a cameraman or anything. Just make sure it's creative. Just add like your own twists, your own ideas to it.
Fans are the heartbeat of the artist's journey.
Parties in Nigeria now, we don't play American music. We play Nigerian music all through. Parties of Nigerians in diaspora, they play Nigerian music. Nigerian music is played in the biggest clubs everywhere in the world.
The fans don't just listen, they stream, share and show up. Today, they connect with artists directly, forging bonds that can last a lifetime.
If I'm like already a fan of a popular musician, I follow them. So that means that when they release a new song, I know.
I go through their Twitter and see their views. If their views don't align with me, no matter how good your music is, no, I'm not listening to you.
There's no brand in Nigeria that can attempt to sell product to young Nigerians without the music. If you don't engage in the music or the artists, nobody's paying attention. Now we have power, now we have leverage, but still there's lack of respect. And that was the issue that we were fighting for.
The industry has truly transformed. Streaming platforms, social media, and the new tools are shifting the power from record labels to artists. But with new freedom comes new pressure.
An artist can no longer sit back and expect people to just fall in love with you. You have to be in their face on the social media.
The challenge is it's just troublesome when you get caught in the actual industry rat race.
If you want to make music today, you must critically think about your social media audience. If you have a single to release, that single may have like up to 4 versions. Yes, you have the unplug, you have the original version, you have the social media version, and you have snippets that you can put.
Live performances are now more than shows. They are massive revenue streams. Festivals and tours have become the industry's goldmine, where stars are truly made.
The majority of music money is made on the road with live touring.
Every show can make money. Every show can also go wrong. You can have all the money and your show still goes wrong.
The biggest artists command the audience. They command the following, and they can sell products, sell tickets, and that's what makes them viable.
Some people choose an artist before they understand the audience they want the artist to perform for. Why would I bring Whiskey to my village to perform when I know that even if the whole village gathers, the highest gate fee they can pay is 5,000, and all that money put together has not paid for Whiskey's private jet from Lagos to the nearest airport town to my village.
Artists who control their masters and publishing rights unlock streams of income royalties. Initial earnings might be small, but it's about compounding wealth over time.
Look at my cousin, Dr. Alban, for instance. He made hits upon hits in the 90s. They don't hang in boots now, but he's still making a lot of money from those royalties from way back.
For Marley, for example, he died leaving about 4-point-something million pounds in his account. His wife told me that. But fast forward, a year after, April, that estate has generated 760 million US. His children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, they are all multi-billionaires because of their father's estate.
People are receiving money from Hawaii, from Singapore, places they might never be to till they die. But because the music has been performed in a club over there, or in the radio station has played it, or somebody has used it for TikTok, or somebody has seen it in Hollywood and used it as soundtrack, it's all earnings, and then it's aggregated and it comes back to the artist.
The industry's glitter often hides harsh realities. Misconceptions run deep.
Even in my own humble beginning, I used to hear things like Charlie Boy, the head of Illuminati in Africa, and I'm like, what is Illuminati? Some things I just take with a pinch of salt.
Popular misconception that people have about artists are that artists are promiscuous people, they're not loyal, and they are drug addicts. Now that I've entered music, I've seen different type of artists, people that don't even go out. I've seen artists that are like introverts, artists that don't drink alcohol at all. There are a lot of artists that I know that they have proper works aside from music as well. So,
female artists face an even harsher judgment.
Women in music, they always say, oh, if she's doing music, it means that she's probably sleeping around. Or no, that's not true at all. At least not from my experience and people that I know. So people are out here working hard, grinding hard, and they're going from ground zero to ground 10.
The allure of success often blinds some artists.
An artist is struggling, and he thinks only an artist who has blown needs an investment advisor. So, when you blow overnight, you are caught napping. You are taken unawares. So most of the building blocks that you should have put in place are not there. So success catches you napping, and mistakes you have made, in most cases, you are not able to go back to correct them.
Get an entertainment lawyer, not just any lawyer, a lawyer that understands copyright. Once you get a lawyer, 50% of your problem is solved. Because by the time you start making leeway, you have a lawyer that is able to read contracts and understand the kind of deals you want to go into and advise accordingly.
Contract disputes have crushed countless dreams.
The business aspect of music is business. People are going to come at you with crazy deals that is going to look too good to be true. Having a lawyer saves you a lot of problems in the future. A lawyer can see through a lot of things that people put in contracts that you're not a lawyer can't see as an artist. And I've had something like that previously. So luckily I had a lawyer that was able to see through a lot of those things.
A bad deal can leave artists trapped, overworked and underpaid, creating music that sells millions while seeing nothing in return.
You have more sharks and hawks right now than you had 20 years ago. And that is because people are no longer patient. People do not believe in hard work anymore. They believe in fast results. Both for the artists, both for the label, both for investors.
Even the biggest artists are still struggling because they never fully recouped from the deals that they're signed to.
In the beginning, you don't really have much choices, because when you're starting off, you're looking for opportunities, you're looking for who's going to help me, sponsor me, which record company, and some of them give you contracts to sign. So it puts you in a vulnerable situation where you don't really have so much to to be able to say in terms of bargaining, regarding what kind of deal you get.
For many artists, their first interaction with the record label feels like a dream come true. But behind the paperwork lies the foundation of potential conflict.
I have been offered a couple of contracts in the past, and a lot of them are very shady, to say the least. Yeah, some were fair, but usually I haven't really signed any major contracts to anyone, mostly because at the end of the day, it's like I haven't found someone that we are trying to reach the same goal.
Taking a record deal, I've seen the downside of that. I've gone through that. I've struggled through the legal problems that existed within that pocket. I've gone past that. And it's forced me to question so much, both on a music base and my actual life values.
Always take the contract to a lawyer so that you understand perfectly every word to word in that contract. So if you are still interested in it and he said go ahead and sign, then you sign. But if you don't do that, you will have yourself to blame tomorrow.
Labels often scout talent with a keen eye.
When we are scouting for talents, your raw talent is key, but also, are you ready to develop that talent?
They're also in that heated fight to get the best of the best to be on their label.
To find somebody who's a superstar, who becomes an influencer, who has millions of fans and is selling and selling tickets, which is actually the hardest thing to do, then you got a true superstar. Now to get that process and transition that not everybody is able to do.
For the label, it's an investment. But the artist often misunderstand the nature of the transaction. When expectations misalign, conflict brews.
We've had a lot of issues where at the end of the day, the artist is fighting with the label. The artist becomes arrogant because they don't understand the business of it.
I've encountered shady contracts. In fact, I'm very glad that I didn't enter into a particular one. And I know a couple of friends that went into it, and it was a sorry sub story.
For artists, a deal might feel like a lifeline. Record deals, royalties, and endorsement can be golden opportunities for financial traps.
A lot of the terms in these contracts can be very confusing. So get a lawyer at the very least, or get a friend. I'm sure if you look around you, you know someone who knows someone that you can pay like a small fee to just help you go through this contract and read the contract in your interest.
It's very important to always go through the contracts properly and to be sure they're giving you the best that is going to benefit both parties, because it's like a business deal. So it also has to benefit whoever is bringing the contract. It also align with what you want for yourself. So I'm not really seeing what goes along with my own vision. So yeah, I'm an independent artist at the moment.
But there are also artists who transform the fortunes of record labels that believe in them.
Simi was very pivotal in the growth.
Hi, I'm Simi. I'm a singer-songwriter signed to Extreme Music.
We signed Simi in 2014, and she had finished her contract by 2019. And in those 5 years, I think she released 2 classic albums, in my opinion, even if I say so myself. She's absolutely brilliant, talented.
So baby, take my number. Take my number. You know you can call me later. Call me later. Me, I want to be your lover. Be your lover. Oh baby, call me later. Call me later.
She definitely brought a major change to the label, and yeah, she contributed a lot to the growth and the visibility of Extreme Music at the time.
In a digital age, one viral hit can change everything. Platforms like TikTok and YouTube are breaking barriers and turning songs into global sensations overnight.
So many times, it happens to me a lot these days. I know this song because I've heard it on TikTok, or those TikTok videos have already gone viral. And just maybe less than 20 seconds of the song is what is in a loop and playing all over the place.
True fortune is not just money. It's shaping culture, inspiring millions, and creating something timeless.
Let's say I'm at a rock festival and people are expecting to just hear another rock girl come and sing. Imagine there's a 5-piece band on stage and someone starts playing a gong or like on African toms. That alone is like very different from what you would hear from traditional or normal rock music or subgenres of rock.
With talent, strategy and persistence, becoming a millionaire through music isn't just possible, it's happening every day.
The streaming money and all of the endorsement money and the influencing money makes it possible for an artist to just pursue music and become a millionaire.
At the crossroads of passion and purpose lies the heartbeat of music. It's in the sound, the pause that drives it all.
A Wizkid insists that I want to see the president tomorrow. I promise you, he's Wizkid. He will knock on 1, 2, 3 doors and the door of Aso Rock will open to him based on just personal accomplishment. Those are the things that an artist can do to now become mega millionaire. So you see an Alicia Keys becoming the creative director for BlackBerry. We're not talking music here. We're talking partnership based on currency of face and value of name. And so many other artists that have done those kind of partnership, you know. Music is a means to an end. It is not an end in itself. In fact, it's the beginning of bigger opportunities if you're able to harness your brand value and you build a very positive brand.
What we carry within us is a natural essence that the European does not have and the Asian doesn't have, simply because we come first. You know, we're the original. So when you're the original, you know. When you hear the music, you know. When you see the rhythm, you know. You see the women, you know. And those things are eternal.